You're very welcome to this short presentation about the work of learning support at SERC. My name is Paul Walsh and I lead the learning support team across SERC. During this presentation, I want to briefly look at why SERC maintains a learning support team, what the learning support team does, who this learning support team works with, and give some examples of how students at SERC are supported while they study. Finally, I'll finish off by giving some more details about the team and some details about how to contact us. So like all colleges, SERC has a responsibility to make reasonable adjustments to help those students with additional needs. By making these adjustments, we can then help the student to succeed and overcome some of the barriers that they face as they study. My team's role is to consider what appropriate adjustments can be made and then to implement those adjustments. Now at this point I want to emphasize that it's up to the student to disclose any concern or issue that they have, and it's up to the student to engage in any support that's provided. So there's no compulsion on the student to get involved or be involved with support. It's up to them, they've got the choice. Secondly, any information that's shared with learning support will only be shared with other staff within the college with the consent of the student. So what does the learning support team do? Each year we support over 400 students, and that's 400 students across all the campuses and all the different courses that are running at SERC. The team, my team comprises of 5 members of staff that are located at each of the campuses, but we also work with about 40 support assistants who work on a day-to-day basis with the students and help them as they work through their qualifications. The role of my team, my 5 staff, their role is to meet with the students to look at their needs and then to design and arrange support that is individually tailored to meet the students' needs. And I want to emphasize that again, it's all about what suits the individual student. It's a tailored service. Of course, the other part of the role then involves working very, very closely with the teaching team to make sure that the teachers, the lecturers are very much up to speed on any issues or ways in which they can best help the student to achieve their full potential. So who does the learning support team work with? We work with those students who have got disabilities, and by disabilities we often identify issues such as mobility issue, hearing issues, eyesight issues. We work with those students who've got learning difficulties, and these often can be hidden difficulties. And for example, we work a lot with students who have got or experience issues from dyslexia, dyscalculia, students on the autistic spectrum. And there's a wide range of students that we work with there. We also work with those students who've got long-term health issues or conditions. Of course, there's a very wide range of those, but long-term health issues do also include mental health concerns. And by long-term, we mean an issue that lasts or has an impact on the student for at least 1 year or more. My staff sit down with each student, their parent or carer as appropriate, and they discuss the challenges the student faces and any medical evidence that may be there to support those conditions, and work out and agree with the student a support arrangement that hopefully will address their needs. So how do we support students at SERC? As I alluded to earlier, one of our most fundamental ways of ensuring students get the right support is to advise the teaching team and guide them as to how best to meet the students' needs. So for example, a student with a hearing issue, something very simple might be that they are guided to sit in a particular chair in the room at each time, and the teaching team need to be aware of that. Likewise, for students with eyesight issues, maybe something to do with the size of font on a handout, or the color of text on a screen, those type of things can be very, very helpful. We work very closely with the examination staff to make sure that the right arrangements are in place for students with additional needs. So for example, this could be extra time for an examination, or it could be a reader or a scribe, depending on the need. In some cases, we provide a learning support assistant for a student while they're in class, or as often as not, we also provide a learning support assistant to work with a group of students in a particular class. In other cases, we use one-to-one. In other words, we provide a student with one-to-one time with a support assistant outside of their normal class time. Traditionally, this used to involve the student meeting that support assistant maybe in the library or some other room. But lately, and particularly as a result of the recent lockdown, we're finding that most of our students are really enjoying availing of that support online on a one-to-one basis. We provide specialist software and other equipment. For example, we have a blind student who is availing of a Braille computer at the moment. We also have various software to help those students with dyslexia, for example, software that can be put on their computers so that they can get some help as they write assignments and so on. We can provide a sign language interpreter for anyone who needs one, and we do that on a regular basis. So as I said, I have a team of 5 staff who are based at the different SERC campuses. At this stage in the year, we're very, very keen to hear from any student who is planning to come to SERC and who may feel that they have a support need that we can help them with. We're particularly keen to hear from students who maybe had help with examinations, as in extra time and so on, when they were in school, or indeed those who had a classroom assistant when they were in school. The best way to contact us is to use the email that's there, that is learning-support@serc.ac.uk. And if you're applying to us, maybe you could identify the campus and the course that you're planning to follow. That's very, very helpful to us. But regardless, one of our staff will be back to you very quickly if you complete that email. Many thanks for listening to this brief presentation, and we look forward to hearing from you and to discussing any issues that you may feel that you need to raise with us. But at this stage, all that's left for me to do is to wish you the best of luck on the next steps of your educational journey. Thank you.